Okay, so we're about to dive into one of the absolute most terrifying, pitch black, and frankly misunderstood frontiers on Earth. We're talking about an environment so vast and so alien that it totally defies everything we thought we knew about life. Even with all our crazy modern tech, scientists are the first to admit we've barely even scratched the surface. We're talking about the ocean, right? But not your sunny beach vacation or a shallow coral reef. No, we are taking a journey straight down into the absolute pitch black abyss.
Picture this. You're floating completely alone in the middle of the ocean at night. There's no land anywhere in sight, no city lights blinking on the horizon, just endless, freezing, black water stretching out in literally every direction. But honestly, the real terror isn't what's around you, it's what's directly beneath you. Because beneath you isn't just water, it's a massive, gaping void plunging thousands of meters deep into a realm of perpetual darkness. It is humbling, it's isolating, and yeah, it is a truly terrifying thought. You're hovering over a hidden universe right here on our own planet, a place the sun's warmth has literally never, ever touched.
You know, this comparison absolutely blows my mind every single time. Think about it. As a species, we've achieved the impossible in space. We've literally walked on the moon. We've sent these insanely complex machines hurtling way out beyond our solar system. But then, you look at our own planet. Somehow, more than 80% of Earth's oceans remain completely and utterly unexplored. Why is that? Well, believe it or not, the vacuum of space is actually a much easier engineering challenge than the deep ocean. In space, you're dealing with zero pressure. But the second you start going down into the ocean, the weight of all that water above you creates this crushing, inescapable physical force. It makes the abyss vastly more hostile than the emptiness of space.
Section 1. The biology of the deep, surviving crushing pressures.
So this brings us to a massive scientific mystery. How on earth does life survive under such impossible conditions? I mean, if you took a regular surface dweller, like us, or a dog, or a bird, down to these depths, the immense physical pressure would crush the body instantly. See, our bodies are full of compressible air spaces, especially our lungs. But deep-sea creatures, they survive precisely because they don't have those air pockets. From a biology standpoint, it's incredible. Their bodies are mostly made of water, and water doesn't really compress. Plus, scientists have figured out that on a cellular level, these animals have these amazing specialized proteins called piezolites. Think of them like tiny, microscopic scaffolding that literally stops their cells from collapsing under thousands of pounds of pressure per square inch. They aren't just surviving down there, they're thriving, completely flipping our understanding of biology on its head.
Because of these insane conditions, nature had to get highly creative. And the result? Animals that look way less like your typical fish and much more like terrifying alien life forms. Down in the crushing dark, camouflage takes on a whole new meaning. You've got creatures that have evolved completely transparent skin. They literally turn themselves into living ghosts just to blend in and hide from predators. And speaking of predators, wow. You'll find things sporting giant, unhinged mouths loaded with jagged, needle-like teeth. Because down there, a meal is incredibly rare. If you manage to catch something, there is absolutely no way you can let it escape. And maybe the most magical adaptation? Bioluminescence. Since there's zero sunlight, these creatures basically act as their own flashlights. They produce this beautiful glowing light right out of their own bodies to communicate, to distract, or to hunt.
And that brings us to one of the most famous and definitely most horrifying examples of deep-sea biology, the anglerfish. To hunt in pitch-black darkness, this thing comes equipped with a built-in fishing rod. It actually dangles a glowing bioluminescent lure right in front of its massive jaws. But here's the wild part scientifically. The anglerfish isn't actually making that light itself. It relies on millions of tiny, symbiotic bacteria living inside the lure to generate that hypnotic glow. So in the freezing dark, curious, hungry prey see this pretty little beacon of light and get drawn in, kind of like moths to a flame. They swim closer and closer, totally clueless about the giant jaws waiting silently just inches away, until it's far too late.
The real kicker here is this. Scientists are continuing to discover entirely new species in the deep ocean almost every single year. And we're not just talking about some microscopic bacteria or a slightly different colored fish. We are constantly finding complex, highly adapted, totally bizarre animals that no human has ever seen before. What that means for our understanding of the planet is staggering. It means there are probably thousands, maybe even millions of unknown ecosystems hiding down there right now. A huge chunk of Earth's biodiversity is literally thriving in the dark, evolving in ways we haven't even begun to wrap our heads around.
Section 2. The Abyss. Extreme Depths and Technical Limits. To really grasp the sheer mind-bending scale of the abyss, we have to look at the numbers. The deepest known point in Earth's oceans is the Mariana Trench, specifically a spot called Challenger Deep. It plunges down nearly 11 kilometers. Just let that sink in for a second. 11 kilometers straight down. To put that massive depth into perspective, if you took Mount Everest, the absolute tallest mountain on the planet, plucked it out of the Himalayas, and dropped it right into the Mariana Trench, its very highest peak would still be completely submerged under more than 2 kilometers of water. Down there, you are traveling deeper into the Earth than the cruising altitude of most commercial airplanes flying up in the sky.
So what is it actually like at the very bottom? Well, it's completely dark, completely silent, and profoundly, terrifyingly isolated. Getting humans down there requires advanced technology that honestly borders on science fiction. To survive the insane seabed pressure, modern submersibles have to be built out of super thick titanium spheres and this specialized synthetic foam that just won't compress. For the scientists sealed inside these tiny metal capsules, the psychological toll is intense. Just imagine being locked in a tiny sphere, slowly sinking for hours into an uncharted void. With every passing minute, the ocean outside gets heavier and heavier. If there's even a microscopic structural flaw, your vessel would instantly implode. You're totally cut off from the sun, from the surface, and from normal communication. It's the ultimate feeling of isolation, exploring a pitch-black frontier that's still entirely unmapped.
Section 3. The Unexplained, Anomalies of the Deep.
Now, with an environment this huge and inaccessible, we're bound to capture some bizarre anomalies, stuff that just totally defies immediate explanation. One of the best scientific case studies for this is the mystery of the Bloop. Back in 1997, highly sensitive deep-sea hydrophones, these are microphones originally built by the military during the Cold War to track enemy subs, detected this ultra-powerful, low-frequency sound echoing across the Pacific Ocean. It was so incredibly loud, way louder than a blue whale. Naturally, the internet and the world went completely wild with theories about massive, undiscovered sea monsters lurking in the deep. Eventually, though, thorough scientific analysis figured out the sound was almost certainly caused by giant Antarctic glaciers cracking and massive ice movements. But honestly, the sheer scale of that sound and the mystery that surrounded it for years, it's a huge reminder of the raw, hidden power of the ocean.
But here's the thing. Not every mystery gets a nice, neat scientific bow tied around it. There are still some deeply unsettling, unsolved ocean anomalies out there that keep researchers totally guessing. We're talking deep-water divers reporting massive, shadowy figures moving just beyond their visibility, shapes that are way too big to be any documented species. You've got commercial fishermen and sonar operators telling stories of unexplained glowing objects that accelerate incredibly fast and just disappear beneath the water, totally defying known physics. And throughout history, entire ships have vanished under extremely mysterious circumstances, just swallowed up by the sea without a single trace. Sure, lots of these events probably have logical scientific explanations we just haven't figured out yet. But that lingering uncertainty, that's exactly what keeps the mystery of the deep sea so alive.
So, the core takeaway from our journey into the dark is really this. The deeper humanity explores the ocean, the more we realize just how much remains totally hidden from us. For thousands of years, ancient humans were terrified of the mythical monsters they thought were waiting beneath the waves. And today, even with our incredibly thick titanium submersibles, deep-sea microphones, and super advanced sonar mapping, the deep ocean still acts like an entirely alien world right here on our own planet. It is a hostile, crushing, pitch-black frontier. It absolutely commands our respect, and honestly, it respectfully sparks those exact same ancient human fears. So let's leave off with a final, kind of provocative thought. Given that more than 80% of our ocean is entirely unexplored, and knowing that we're discovering incredibly resilient, alien-like species every single year, what completely unknown entity might be moving silently through that crushing, freezing darkness right now? An ancient survivor from millions of years ago? Some kind of biological marvel? Humanity might have absolutely no idea it even exists. Keep your curiosity deep, and until next time, keep exploring.